on Ontario.
Node 54338.
Transceive.
Good morning, this is VA3EWV, Ernest in St. Andrews, West Ontario. Is there any party traffic? Good morning, everybody. This is VA3EWV on the air on this Friday's edition, October 27, 2023. We're going to be having some fun today on the Thank God It's Friday. And we're looking for the weekend. It is currently 17 degrees here in St. Andrews West, humidity 76%. We're looking at 82% chance of rain today. As I look out on my driveway, it does seem a little wet from last night. We're looking at a high of 20 and a low of 16. We're going to be doing check-ins this morning, and after our round of check-ins, then we'll have a little round robin. We're hoping to get a few people in there today, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, let's get started. This is VA3EWV listening.
VA3KCB numero uno.
All right, net recognizes VA3KCB. Come on in there, Rick.
Good morning, Ernest. 17 degrees down by my private river. The sun is just gorgeous. It looks like a pumpkin. I guess it's telling us that Halloween is around the corner.
Amen to that. And Halloween is around the corner. You know what? I picked the best place because to move to, because with the grandkids and the kids, when they were growing up, we spent a lot of time driving up to Upper Canada Village, you know, and then they start doing Pumpkin Inferno. So that's going to be really good. I know the wife, I know she's already gotten tickets for the Pumpkin Inferno and stuff like that. And one quick question, have you ever been up to Upper Canada Village for their Christmas light show and Pumpkin Inferno and things like that over?
Yeah, I've been to actually both of those and did some nighttime photography. Beautiful place, beautiful venue for our local area, and they do draw quite a few people from out of town.
Yeah, now I don't have to worry about the drive from Ottawa, right? It's a quick little trip from my side. Thank you for being numero uno there, Rick. Oh, by the way, too, I was going to message you last night because I was going to ask you if you had a chance ever to snap a picture of the river there and send it to me there. I have a little project I'm working on. I wanted to get a picture from you. I was looking at pictures, I was trying to find pictures on Google last night of the Seaway or whatever you call it, St. Lawrence Seaway, but everything was aerial photos and only showing ships, so I wouldn't mind seeing a little spot where you're at. Okay, we are looking for number 2. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening.
Victor Alpha 3, Delta Zulu Tango mobile.
All right, Victor Alpha 3, Delta Zulu Tango, come on in.
Good morning, Ernest. Just on my way to work, so I'm going to be a quick in and out here. Good morning to everyone else listening on the net. And I hope everyone has a great day. 7-3 for now. VA3DZT mobile clear.
You sound really good out there this morning, too. Any big plans for the weekend before you get out of there?
Oh, just work like a good boy. Have a great day. I'll talk to you again soon. VA3DZT clear.
All right, thank you for the check-in this morning. You're excused. All right, we have 2 quick check-ins. It's not even 5 after. It's probably because I'm running my mouth. Come on. Anyway, we're looking for the third person that wants to come in and just say good morning or wave a hand. Come on in. Oh, that's not. All right, nothing heard there. What's going on this weekend? Well, a few extra things. I have a bent front jack on my RV. I didn't realize how bent it was until I was putting it up and covering it up with the tarp. So it doesn't look good at all. So I'm going to, and it seems like that one has a lot of stress on it. So I'm going to try to go out there this morning after the show here and take that old jack off and order one from Amazon. They seem to have one that they can ship next day. Try to get that put on there, and then I'll feel better. I know it's not going to fall, but in my mind it'll fall over, even though I know it's got 3 other jacks on it and the hitch. But I'm going to get that all sorted out, that's for sure. Anyway, Rick, you have any big plans for the weekend or anything to wrap up over?
No, the only plans I have is breakfast tomorrow morning and hoping to put up my NFED antenna also tomorrow.
All right, that sounds pretty good. You know, speaking of antennas, there's a guy. He just joined our group there. Let me go find him. I saw him posting that he's looking for an 11-meter antenna. I've already sold my Intron 99. He was looking for something like that. So if you happen to know anybody that has an 11-meter antenna, like I said, I saw a posting on like the Cornwall something or other of him looking for an 11-meter antenna. Oh, Michael is his name. I don't know his call sign, but he's the one that had just gotten a radio, a kit radio put back together by John. And he's looking for an 11-meter antenna. So if you can put the word out, he's got a posting out. Over.
Okay, Ernest. I have no idea at the moment. I've bought 2 or 3 Antron 99s and resold them to some local guys. So my supply is out. I have over half a dozen Wilson magnetic antennas, but those are for automobiles.
Well, if you want to get out, you want to get out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not exactly, those aren't exactly base antennas, but I'm telling you, my first couple of months on 220 was a mag mount inside my window on nothing magnetic. And I was still getting out with it. Okay, anyway, yeah. So I was just wondering and putting the word out there just in the air in case anybody has any 11-meter equipment hanging around. The thing is with those antennas, if you have somebody local to buy them from, that's not so bad. You know, Canada Post tries to, I'm not saying nothing bad about them, but it seems like they won't take you for a ride when you get anything like that shipped. You know, the thing is almost light as a feather, but the box is long. And they'll murder you on shipping because they want to hit you up with freight, you know, or something like that. I drove down to Ottawa and got mine. I forget the guy's name that was out there on Canatech, but he used to have 2 locations, and I've heard that he's going down to 1. But, you know, if you can get something local and pay for it, it's not so bad. It's when you have to get it shipped. Anyway, this is our Friday edition. Thank God it's Friday. We're on the air with VA3EWV. Looking for check-in number 3. Could that be you? Okay, we had two check-ins there. I think one was Rob, and then I heard something Delta. Let's go with the one that was last letter is Delta. Go first. Go ahead. No kidding.
In fact, I was security, and I love the nighttime security, and the boss said, you want nighttime? I said, yeah. Okay, you got it. So, yeah, that was great. And so I got to see all the shows that they had, the late at night. Oh, that was fantastic. And
sound really good this morning too, by the way. It's a big improvement over yesterday. I think you may have been on the handy talkie. I did not know they had 162 buildings out there. I know it's a big piece of property, but I had no idea. And man, you must have had lots of good times and scenery. I'm a people watcher, nothing weird, but I'm a people watcher. And I just love, when I'm out there, I just love seeing smiles on people's faces. It just warms my heart so much. And I found myself just ear to ear watching the kids. And I remember they used to have a little train out there for the light at night. And I spent a lot of days in that little chapel singing Christmas carols. We're going to come back to you there in a moment, Jim. There was another call-in out there. I think it may have been Rob. Looking for number 4. Could that be you? Please come in.
Story. I don't know if you're familiar with the British TV show, Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a big show around the world. And one episode, they had Doctor Who in this little office area, and they had a pennant, you know, like those pennants that they buy at the souvenir shop. It was Upper Canada Village. And it was like prominent in the background. I was like shocked.
Oh, I'm a Tom Baker fan. That was my favorite Doctor out of all of them. Yeah, big Doctor Who fan. I have to go check that out because you can never get enough of watching that stuff. When I'm totally bored and things like that, I can go and watch that. Right now, I have Star Trek keyed up on Netflix, and I can watch those old episodes over and over and over. And I ran into an episode of Land of the Lost, and I just did not. When I was a kid, I thought it was real. And looking at Land of the Lost now, right? I'm like, really? But yeah, there's another movie, Rob, or a TV show that had some Canadians in it. A friend of mine, her name is Liz, won't say her last name, but she worked with my wife at Bell Sapatico, and she was in an episode on Lex. Remember that space show called Lex, L-E-X-X?
I don't know that one, but I knew the Land of the Lost because I watched that one as a kid too with the sea bags there. Yeah, go ahead with your story.
No, anyway, I was just surprised because she said to us one day, "Oh, I'm in the scene of Lex, da-da-da-da." And I was like, what? And that's when you had, that was back in the day when you had to go get the CD sets or the DVD sets. And lo and behold, there she is, and she had a few lines and everything. She was in the space bar and all that stuff, and she was one of the pretty girls in there. And looks like time was treated her right because she's still a pretty girl. Anyway, Rob, looks like you got some antenna work done there. Over.
It's up, but it doesn't look as good in the daylight. And just getting back to the space, did you ever watch the Canadian channel Space? If you ever saw that channel, there used to be a show in the old days called Inner Space, and there was 3 people presenters, Teddy, AJ, and I can't remember her name. Anyway, that's one of those guys is my nephew.
Oh, no way. See, you never know stuff until you talk about stuff. That's pretty cool.
Okay, Ernest, we'll let you pick up another one. I know that the call's coming in very, very shortly for me, so I'll be listening along in the background. VA3EWV, move on.
All right, VA3EWV, we'll see you on the get back. Okay, we have check-ins this morning from VA3KCB, VA3DZT, VE3XID, and VE3ARF. And I know Rob is waiting for his call, but when he gets back, I'm going to have to ask him, has he ever had a call and forgot to turn down the volume on his radio? Yeah, I wonder, has that happened to him? Anyway, we're looking for caller number, not caller, why do I say caller number 5 like I'm running some kind of radio show or something? Anyway, we're looking for check-in number 5, could that be you? VA3EWV listening. Come on in. Net recognizes you. Go ahead.
Don't recognize me. Okay, Ernest. Very good. It's Cliff. It's been a while. Good morning. Hope everybody on the net is doing well. It's raining here in Montreal. We're not Montreal, but Blainville. It's 15 degrees, but it's overcast and it's raining. So we got some calls to make to customers pretty soon, but I said I got to get in and give a check-in. I think you have your breakfast with the club tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, Cliff, I was hoping that was you because I heard the AllStar net pop in. See, those things like that, they really excite me. I got to tell you, I know you're heading off to work and all that stuff, but I'm so fascinated when people can, not just local people, because I love my local people to death, that's for sure. It's always a pleasure, though, to hear those long-distance check-ins, you know, from AllStar Link and from EchoLink, too. Thank you for popping in there, Cliff. Hope you have a good rest of your week, too. Okay, guys, we've had 5 check-ins. Look for number 6. Please come now.
VA2FKR.
There was one more check-in after Pete. Go ahead. Yeah, that recognizes Pete. Come on in there, VA2FKR. You sound really good, too, by the way. Come on in.
VA2FKR. I thought we just had another one from Quebec, although I'm doing it old school. I'm on the base at home. Not too much going on today. We're watching the railway work here for CSX. You got to keep an eye on them because if you don't, they're on your property running into things. I had the municipality down here yesterday because they've been running an excavator up and down the road tearing up the asphalt. I guess that's a no-no. I did make a complaint about them starting work at 5:30 in the morning here. They're not supposed to be doing that nonsense until 7 at least. They've been doing that for almost a month and a half. So it's been early mornings here. But hopefully they're almost done. They seem to be moving away. My loss is somebody else's misery. So anyway, I will turn it back to you, and I'll be on the side listening. VA2FKR.
All right, there we go. With Pete with the long-distance radio check out. Coming out of Quebec there. Well, look, I'm glad you getting all that stuff sorted out, you know. I have a friend in Ottawa there. She's been taking pictures out of her upstairs window where the city had to come put a new water line in, right? And that work started like 6-7 months ago. And she posted her last photo saying, finally the work is done. And she showed the dump trucks pulling off, and they were resodding everybody's front yard yesterday. So that's a long time to have your driveway torn up and stuff like that, you know? And you also have to make sure that you also have to make sure that they're not tearing up your property in the meantime. That's for sure. Anyway, Pete, thank you for coming on in there. We are blazing today. VA3KCB was with me yesterday. We thought we were going to be a solo. You know, we almost have enough for a jazz band today. Look for number 7. Come on in. All right, nothing heard. We're going to start doing our little open mic now. If anybody has any comments or want to add anything, or if you're doing something cool on the weekend, there's your chance to press the talk button and let us know. VA3WV listen. See, I turn it over to you guys and everybody gets tongue-tied out there. I need to start getting my coffee before I start the show, right? I think that Rick goes up there and gets his coffee. We haven't heard from VA3AQE today. He's usually getting his coffee as well. Yeah, I have a guy here. We have 2 new people that joined the website today. Glad to see that. Let me see who they are. We've had Kevin that has joined our website this morning, bringing us up to 35 members. That's pretty good. I mean, I've only started this web page not even like a month or so ago, and that's pretty good for Facebook to have 35 members. And with the help of all my other friends out there, my YouTube channel is up to 80 people, so that's pretty good too. And I had some new people on the YouTube. So if you guys haven't seen the YouTube channel, I'll post the links out there later on the Facebook page. But yes, we do have a YouTube channel. I'm going to start putting a lot more videos up just of me tinkering around the house and working on radios and trying to get things going. One thing I'm going to be doing is doing a little demonstration of APRS. I've had a friend of mine working with me getting my radio set up and showing me some cool things about that technology. So I'm going to do a couple videos on that and show you guys. Anyway, we've had 6 check-ins this morning. Looking for number 7. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening. Okay, we're going to do a round robin right quick. Those who are mobile, I know you're going. I think Rob was mobile, VE3ARF. He was mobile. I think Simon was mobile for sure. He was mobile. VA3XID. VA3DZT. So let's check in on Rick down by the riverside. Rick, you got anything else to add before we close the show today? Come on in, VA3KCB. Okay, nothing heard from Rick. We're going to go over to Jim, VE3XID. Jim, you have anything else to add? Over. Nothing heard from Jim. And I think that we'll have one more check-in for Pete, VA2FKR. And Pete, by the way, when you say your call sign, I really like the way you say it. It sounds so majestic coming in there. VA2FKR. Pete, you have anything to add to the rag sheet this morning?
VA2FKR. No, I don't have too much there. I'm waiting on the local Rona store to open up. I'm going to go pick up some spray paint. I got a couple of 220 box heaters there that could use a freshening up and see if I can make them look a little bit better than they do now. I was thinking of getting rid of them, but I see them listed on Kijiji at times. But I mean, $10, $20. I mean, the bloody things are $150 to buy new. So I guess it's time to do some maintenance and start reconditioning things. That's about all I've got, Ernest. So I'll turn it back to you, VA2FKR.
Thank you for that, Pete. Yeah. I don't even know what a box heater is. I know that I disconnected my propane heater from the garage. When I first moved here in November of 2021, when my December bill came in, it was $803. I was like, what? And then January bill came in at around $800. Well, it was over $800. Then February bill was over $800. So all of a sudden I was like, yeah, I don't need a heated garage. Then it went down to 5 something. And so I made a lot of changes to the house after that first winter. Everything that was gas, except for the brand new furnace, because the furnace fell 3 months after we moved in. So it failed in January sometime. Anyway, 3 months after we moved in, that failed. 1 second. So under our warranty and stuff like that, the guys came in and they wanted to just repair it because they don't do replacements under warranty. So I was like, well, you know, we don't know how old the unit is. The house has been here for over 20 years. Let's just get the whole thing replaced. So we got the heater replaced. Well, they replaced everything, but they did the heater portion in the wintertime, and then in the summertime they came back and did the AC portion. So at that time, the only thing I had on my house that was gas was the furnace. And then we added the Generac after that. So now I had them move the tank from the garage to the house. Now I have 3 tanks on the house, and we still only have the generator and the furnace, but I also had all the windows and doors sealed and had 20 inches of insulation put in. So I'm wanting to see what the gas bill cost me this year compared to last year. Anyway, that's all for me. One last look for new check-ins. please come now. Okay, no new check-ins. It is 8:25 a.m. on this Thank God It's Friday day with on the air with VA3EWV. I also forgot to mention at the top of the broadcast, but I just want everybody to know that these broadcasts are recorded for our pleasure. And I know a couple of us, including myself, have had to go back because I've heard ideas or something like that, and I was like, what was that? What was that part he talked about? Also, we have a lot of new hams. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I am a member of the Annapolis Valley Facebook group there, where hundreds of new hams go to that website their Facebook page every year, because they're getting the training done by Al there, and they are so reluctant to press the push to talk button or get on the air. So what I'm trying to do with these little rag chews is bring the hobby to these guys and let them see that it's not scary, and to encourage them to get out there and talk on the radio. A lot of people think you have to be, an advanced to even get a radio. I'm far from that. Anyway, room for last comments, and if no more comments, we're going to close it off. Please come now. All right, this is on the air with VA3EWV with our Thank God It's Friday episode there. We've had check-ins from VA3KCB, Rick, VA3DZT, Jason, VE3XID, Jim. VA3DZT is Simon, excuse me. VE3XID, Jim, VE3ARF, Rob, VE2YU, Cliff, and VA2FKR. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your day. This is VA3EWV, and we're 7-3 and clear, but still monitoring until 9. Have a good morning. All right. Victor Echo 3, Victor Whiskey Bravo. Good morning there, Beck. How you doing with the Volkswagen Bug? How you doing this morning?
Well, I've almost got my eyes open. Not quite, but late night last night.
Oh, so do you do overnights? I thought you worked in the morning. I saw your message saying that you're probably going to be working or finishing working or something like that yesterday. I'm still glad you got to get in and get your name on the roster. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but every time people check in, I'll make them a little badge or something like that. My wife was giggling at me. She goes, "Oh, you're getting all artistic and stuff with your little badges." Anyway, yeah. So we're glad to have you in there. You're coming in via EchoLink, right? Well, I know this is super early, and I don't know how long this will last. I do have, fortunately, 2 more interviews coming up next week. I'm so excited about that. The one is for 1 to 10 at night, and one is in the morning. So I'm like, ooh, which one do I get? Do I get the morning one? Well, not that I'll take whatever they get me, but I'm like, there's some decisions, I am in a local club here in the Cornwall area, and I'm like, well, knowing my luck, they'll give me the Monday through Friday shift. That's 1 to 10. If that happens, I won't be able to do any meetings or anything like that, because this will be one of the first jobs I've had in over 23, 24 years that I'm not a manager. When you're a manager, you can kind of pull a rabbit out your hat and combine your lunches and breaks and, you know, take off for an hour, but you can't do that if you're working in a plant or something like that. Another one is in the morning, right? So I'm like, well, if I get the morning job, that'll knock out my little morning rag chew, and I'll probably be on once a week. But if I get the nighttime job, I can do my rag chew 5 days a week, right? And I'm just missing one check-in a week. So anyway, it's hard to figure it out. But the good thing, both of them are Monday through Friday. And we also appreciate you coming in there. Anything else to add there, VA3EWV Volkswagen Bug?
Job now, Ernest? Wow.
Volkswagen Bug. VA3. Volkswagen Bug.
I didn't quite catch whatever I was transmitting, but not a whole lot to happen this morning. You take whatever is best for you. I worked afternoons for the longest time and missed out on a lot, and I've worked on a day shift where I can get to the stuff in the evening. We don't have a club here, so there's no meetings or anything. The closest is about 30 miles away. So I don't really get involved with the clubs too much anymore. Back to you. Victor.
Go ahead there, Rick. VA3 Echo Victor. Yeah, come on in, Rick.
I heard you got a job. I heard you talking about them. I wasn't sure, but that's what my comment was. You got a job, or is this a possible over?
Rick, you sound really good today, by the way. I just want to add that. You're sounding like, I don't know if it's more modulation or whatever. I'll get there one day. No, but I have finally two interviews. All the other interviews haven't led to anything, and I have two interviews next week. I have one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. One is for a retail place here in Cornwall, and one is for a plant job near Ottawa. So either one, I'll get them. I'll take them. Back over to you, Rick.
No, last time I heard something about a job, I thought it was something to do with propane, and I don't know what happened to that one, but yeah, it gets kind of awkward, I guess, when you're in the 50s to get a job. Like I was saying, I retired at 55 and I haven't had one since then, so. And as far as my modulation, I guess it's because the guy that you were talking to you have to turn the volume up because he's quite low. He needs to talk a little closer to the phone coming in through EchoLink, so. But anyways. No, I've been just doing something in the shack here. Right now I'm in the middle of, since Mother Nature has not cooperated and charged up my batteries with solar panels. You can hear a whine in the background. That's my charger charging away over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I was glad to get a couple extra batteries. My wife saw me out there tinkering around, and I said to her, well, you know, she wondered why I took it off the ground and put it up on a pedestal. So it's I put my two solar panels there on the top of a planter's box now. And Rick, I'm so happy that I got, with looking at videos, your help, etc., 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 I got the thing working just beautifully. I have a couple pictures and a video to take tonight with all the lights that it's running. It was only running 3 lights there, Rick, when I had you come over, and you helped me get all the wiring done and those solar controllers on there. Since that time, I've added 2 more batteries to that first one. I still have 2 left for the inside of the house. And now I have 3 street lights, 3 on the front of the house, that makes 6. 2 on the left side, that's 7, 8. 1 and 2 in the back, that's 9, 10. And it runs those lights right now from dusk to dawn. It's done it all week. So yeah, that project looks like it's working out pretty good, and nothing coming out of the house on that. Anyway, anybody else want to check in before we close it down? VA3EWV. Okay. Okay, any comments? Anybody have any more comments? Over. All right, it is 8:35. We're going to be closing this net down. I wish all of you a great weekend. I'm going to be doing a DMR video this weekend, by the way. And I'm also going to be making a little video showing my Bluetooth module for my Anytone radio. With the Anytone, you can, it has a little Bluetooth module. It looks just like a handheld, minus the rubber ducky. And you can just turn that on remotely anywhere in your house and then continue your conversation. So I'm going to do a video so that the new people can see that technology. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. This is Only Air with VA3EWV, and we'll talk to you next week.
You were having a conversation. I was wondering, it kind of felt that when you're shutting down the net that we weren't having a conversation anymore, Ernest. Am I right?
Oh, no. We're just looking for other check-ins and stuff like that. And if anybody doesn't have anything to say, I'm not going to hold them all hostage and stuff like that. So once the wintertime, so this is over, back over to you, Rick. Once the wintertime comes in, since I haven't had this kind of setup, I'm looking at my little weather vane now, and it tells me how many daylight hours we have. So now I know you were doing some math there with me back in the summertime. So I wonder how those overcasts or the gray skies are going to do trying to get those batteries charged up, you know, since there's 3 now. There's 3 batteries, but I have only 2 controllers going to 1 battery. And the 2 batteries I got, Rick, if you're still able to follow me, I was told that I could not put like a trickle charger on those. So I have the 1 main car battery with the 2 solar controllers going to it. And then I have the 2 other batteries connected to that battery. And it seems to be charging all 3 across. I did take my meter out. Everything has 12 volts on it, so that's good. But now I'm wondering that when this sunshine goes away, how is that going to affect the 3 battery bank?
Well, you got all 3 batteries in parallel, is that right?
That's correct, and I hope that's right.
Is the positive wire, if they're 12-volt batteries, all 3 wires should go to the same terminal, and all 3 wires. 3 positive wires should go to the same terminal, and all the negative ones should go to all be tied together. So is that the way you got it over?
Yeah, but when I did that, I was scared because I was like, because see, I thought that was serial, but no, it's parallel, because I know if you do it one way, it gives you more amps, I think it is. And if you do it the other way, it gives you more voltage. Is that right?
Series is voltage, parallel is amps.
Yeah. Exactly. So everything, there's nothing dimming, even when it goes all the way out to the street. But again, that's a lot of research because I have thinner wire closer to the house and longer and thicker gauge wire farther away from the house. Yeah, but everything's working good. Now I'm just wondering how much time I'll get out of those batteries now once it starts being overcast all the time.
You're referring to wires, which is what? Which one's 110, which one is 12 volts?
Well, I have all the jumpers from each battery. Those are, I guess, just the short wires, jumper wires. All 3 batteries connect together. But once it leaves out of the, what's that thing called? The box that makes the battery stuff go into electric, whatever that thing is. You know the one that I had to get that says pure sign, because the other one was not the right one? That has extension cord going out to all the other lights, over.
Okay, so I still haven't figured out which wires are carrying what. You said thicker wires and thinner wires, so I'm just trying to evaluate that part.
Oh.
The 110 volts you should run on, well, you won't be running heavy duty wires for that. Those should be for the, well, solar panels. running two of them or something like that. Two charge controllers from two panels. So is that what it is so far, over?
You hit the nail on the head. And about the extension cords, the guy at Canadian Tire, he was helping me with that, because I thought the larger the number, the better. You know, because like I have some 16 gauge, I have some 12 gauge, and like this is the extension cord. So I think the 16 gauge, am I getting it mixed up? Whatever the gauges are, is it the bigger the number, the smaller the wire, or the bigger number, smaller the wire, or smaller number, the bigger the wire? So whatever it is, I have the thick, big yellow wire that you can put underground, and it actually says underground on it. That's what I have going to the last 30 feet, going to the farthest light as you come in the driveway. And then as you get closer to the solar thing, you know, with the batteries, it's got the smaller wire. Over.
Okay, well, yeah. How many feet is the smaller wire?
So what I did 4 50-foot sections. So from the house, it goes 50 foot, and then it goes under the driveway, because I had to go across the driveway. That one's a 15 foot, and then you have 50, then 50, then 50. So at the very last 50, that's the biggest, thickest wire that they had there as an extension cord. Because when I went to go look for underground wiring at the actual electrical place, it would cost me over $600 to get the wire that they wanted to sell me that's actually built for this. Anyway, this is a do-it-yourself thing. It's all with extension cords. All the wires buried in the ground. I took the Kubota there and I put it all in the ground with the backhoe. And I'm like, well, if anything happens, it's all burning up outside. It's not attached to the house. Over.
Well, what it boils down to, if it's just one light section that you have at the other end, and you got the majority of the, how many total light systems have you got tied to it? Let's start with that. Over.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 LEDs all in total now. It was just 3, but I found it was with 3 and the lights didn't flicker or anything like that. So what I did, I added 3 across the front of the house, and it was still nice and bright. It ran well from the dusk to dawn, and they went off by themselves. I had the camera set on it so I can do it, and then I added 2 lights on the side of the house, and then 2 lights in the back of the house, and then, well, you know, so now there's lights all the way around the house. So all in total, there are 10 LED bulbs burning, and they're all from the garden lights. You know, it's green with a little pivot. You stab them into the ground and you put the LED on them. I just took those and put them all in poles and stuck them all around the house. Over.
Okay. So I was just trying to establish something here. The longest run doesn't necessarily have to be the thickest wire, for the simple reason is that you're not running that much power. So in other words, if you've only got one set of lights going the furthest distance, you can run thin wire. You can run a number 16 instead of number 14 extension.
Okay.
The output from your inverter to the first set of lights should be the heaviest, because you're drawing all the current through the first run of wire to the area where you start branching off. So not necessarily put the longest, the heaviest one further out.
Oh,
it all
that makes
depends
sense.
on your voltage loss, and voltage loss is usually the amount of current that you draw through the wire.
Okay.
And so that's what I say, off the inverter, light, so I'm not sure from that point on whether you branch off in different ways or they're all coming off at different spots on the extension cord, but that's basically what it would be. You want to have the least amount of voltage drop, and the maximum voltage drop you're going to get will be from the maximum amount of current that you try to draw through a wire. So that also comes into the calculation. So if you're running 30 feet or something like that to the first one, well, you put the heavy duty wire there.
Okay, gotcha.
So you don't lose as many volts going down to your first junction, and you spread it out after. That's basically what it boils down to. When you get to the, it's just like they run a big heavy wire down the street, and then when they get to your house, they run a smaller gauge into your house because you're not drawing or passing the current for several houses. You're just branching off to one house.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the wire is going down the street. Well, I guess depending, you're out in the farm, so it makes a little difference. What they do down there probably is run high voltage, I don't know, a couple kilowatts, something like that, and
we're timed out the repeater. VA3 Echo Victor, you still there?
to